Fatal dilemma. In the last lesson, I, divine and wonderful as I am, told you, insignificant and hateful as you are, that reality is an illusion. That does not mean that it is fake. To itself, reality is very real. It is only to you that reality is illusory and uncontrollable because you aren't aware of the properties of reality or how to use them. It's like a horse. If you don't know how to ride it, it runs wild and takes you wherever it wants. Same with reality. If you're unaware of its nature, it drags you along like a clueless rider. But if you understand its laws, if you know how the mirror works, how the film moves, then you're no longer a passive passenger, you're the one steering the wheel. Learn the structure of reality and the illusion becomes something you can work with. It's not about control, it's about awareness, and once you see through it, you can ride it, and reality starts to respond. Let's review. In the last lesson, the image is the source, the subject of your thoughts, feelings, and actions, and it always comes first. What follows is the reflection, your outer life, your environment, your circumstances. The image is the message you send into the mirror, and reality simply reflects it back. That's why make-believe and imitation aren't just silly, they're powerful tools for composing your reflection. What you imitate becomes your reality. Who you pretend to be, you eventually become. It's a game, yes, but one that must be played with absolute seriousness and consistency. In time, the image and the reflection merge. What you project is what you live. Your thoughts and actions shape your reality, and then that reality shapes your thoughts and actions. It's a two-way loop, and if you let it run on autopilot, it usually spirals downward. Why is that? It's because if life gets hard or dull, your thoughts darken, and those dark thoughts shape an even bleaker reality. Round and round it goes, each part dragging the other lower. This is the trap most people live in, a mirror loop of misery. So what do you want to do? To be radiant and joyful, or to be eaten by the metaphorical hippo? Then stop sulking, stop spiraling, and start composing the reality you actually want. Yes, now, before the hungry hippo gets you. You can shape reality in 3 ways. By composing the image, your thoughts and goal frame, by composing the reflection, imitating the version of you who already has it, and by changing your internal state, which shifts the entire reality you walk into. You can use these separately depending on what's needed, or combine them for a full spectrum creation. As you practice more, the techniques start to blend one with the other. You stop trying to apply them and you just live them. And how do you build that skill? You start by strolling live through the film over and over. Track yourself, wake up, stay present. That's how you train the mirror to obey. You might ask, do I really need all of these methods? Yes, you do, because they retrain your whole system. Right now, you're ruled by habits. Most of what you do happens on autopilot, and when you're not fully awake, guess what takes over? Your old programming. So, the only way to change your life is to change your habits. Replace the ones that sabotage you with ones that support you, so even when you're half asleep, you're still moving in the right direction. You can start here. Replace the habit of wanting with the habit of giving. Replace the habit of rejecting with the habit of accepting. Replace the habit of numbing out and dropping off with the habit of waking up. These are the codes. Install them and let them run the script, not the other way around. These methods aren't just fancy techniques. They're tools to break you out of the script and wake up inside the movie and install new habits that serve you automatically. There's an old saying, better good habits than good manners. The most powerful habit of all, stop wanting, start composing. And here's the daily upgrades to wire in. Don't be afraid. Compose instead. Don't wait. Compose instead. Don't hope. Compose instead. Don't complain. Compose instead. Because when you're composing, you're in the role. And when you're in the role, the mirror listens. The moment you catch yourself waiting, hoping, stressing, pause. The tension you feel, it's not from the situation, it's because you're not steering the wheel. You're being dragged along again by the external script and not writing your own. You feel stuck, limited, dependent on what happens next, like a character trapped in someone else's story. And because you're not fully aware, there's only one thing you know how to do. Wait and hope and keep losing time. Wake up, take the pen, compose the next frame. Now that you know you can jump film rolls and shape reality, why are you still sitting around hoping? Waiting doesn't make sense anymore. Lamenting, useless. Divination, cute, but no. Wake up and use your will. Every situation has a trigger, every moment has a method. You don't need to beg reality for crumbs, you can shape the entire banquet. So stop stalling, stop whining, compose the image, compose the reflection, compose reality, all of it. And of course, admire me while you're at it, because you, my little movie stars, are dazzling, and I, Tufti, am divine.